Greetings, web designers. So today we are going to log into the NYU server and change the permissions on our account and make our very first web page by using the terminal or the command prompt if you're in Windows. So I am going to go onto my computer, and I'm on a Mac, and I like to find my programs by hitting Command Space. So I like to hit Command Space, and I like to write terminal. Then I have the terminal pop up. So if you're in Windows, you're going to go to the Start menu, which is at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and you can do a search for command prompt, and then we're going to write the same thing. So I am going to write SSH. So this means that I am making a shell to log into my part of the server at NYU, and I'm going to identify that part as SY1080. So that's my net ID, and then at i6.sims.nyu.edu, and I have that written on my notes app because I always forget the string. Okay, and it's asking me for the password. So the password is your Sims password, and I'm gonna type mine in, and while you're typing in the password, you're not gonna see the cursor move, and you're not gonna see like any indication that anything is happening. So you just kind of have to like go on faith that you have the password going in. Okay, I typed it in, and I'm hitting enter. It's telling me when my last login is. I'm using 0% of my quota. Great. Right, I'm in, as they say in the movies. Okay, so I'm in, but I'm like, what's going on? This is a dark page with nothing on it. So I have a black rectangle as my terminal. So I'm going to type ls, and I think that stands for list. Maybe list system. I'm not sure. But that's the command that lists all of the files. That files and directories that were in the place that I'm at. So I have mail, Perl 5, and public HTML. And public HTML is the really important folder where all of our web-facing pages are contained. So if you make a web page outside of this folder, browser will not be able to read it. It has to be in the public HTML folder. But your public HTML folder may not be accessible to the outside world yet. So for that, you have to change the permissions on that folder. So we're going to do that. We're going to write chmod, which stands for changing the permissions. And we're going to say 755, which I will make a title for this video saying what that is, but I think it's like being able to read it, maybe read and write. So it is read, write, and execute, followed by read and execute, that's the 5, and then read and execute again, that's the second 5. And the reason that we have 3 positions for that information is because the 7 stands for what the user can do, the first 5 stands for what the group can do, and the last 5 stands for what others can do. We'll show in the comments, and then I'm gonna say public underscore HTML and hit enter. Okay, so I think that made my public HTML folder in general actually visible to the public. Now we're going to do a command, enter a command, which is cd, which is change directory. So we're going to go into the public HTML folder. So we're going to say cd and then public underscore HTML. and hit enter. Okay, so now we just have a second line, so you don't know if you're actually in anything or not. So we're gonna use our trusty ls command again and hit enter, and it says, I have two HTML files here. One of them is cat.html, and you don't have cat. I made cat just separately for fun. And then you have index.html, which is the one all of you should have. But index.html is still not going to be visible to a web browser at this moment because NYU has protected the file, as you learned what that means from your other videos. So I'm going to say chmod 644 index.html, enter. Okay, so now my HTML file should be visible. Okay, so we've changed the permissions on our file. So now if we go to Firefox, we make a new window and we enter, I always have to copy and paste this, okay. And we enter https://i6.sims.nyu.edu/tilde, so curly sign up in the corner of your keyboard, tilde, and then your net ID. And we hit enter. You should have a web page. So this is my web page for my index.html at NYU. You may or may have some content in your page. I'm not sure. But we are going to put some content in it right now through the terminal. So, yes, this is why I made the cat. So, if you don't have an index.html in there, like when we did ls, and I have my cat and my index, you can make an index.html file, and this we would do by saying touch, and then the command touch is the command that makes files, and then we would write the file name. So since I have index.html, I don't need to do that, and because I have cat, I'll make another one called dog.html and hit enter. And then when I hit ls again and hit enter, now we have cat.html, dog.html, and index.html. So we have all three of those files. Okay, but the pertinent one for us is index.html. So you should go ahead and do that if it's not in there yet, and then we're going to open it for editing. So we're going to use Vim, and I forget how you start it. Okay, so to edit my file, I just typed vim index.html. So that is what you are going to do, and I already have, this is the result of my typing, and I already have some content here, as you could see. So this is not the content you need for your homework. So for that, we will just go to, I should have another Firefox tab somewhere with your homework. Here we go. Okay, so we're just going to copy this HTML code that is provided in your homework, and then we will take this, delete, oh no, okay, we cannot select and delete. Why not? So I'm deleting all this content, but I still see it there. Here we are at the end of the line, so I'm using my cursor to navigate, and I'm hitting delete. However, I am not seeing my changes. But whatever, let's go for it and see what happens. It's kind of cool that it color codes your code for you, so you can see, and we'll go over this next week, but you can see that the text that actually shows up in the file is purple. You can see that the tags are in orange. The closing and opening of the tags is in teal, and the kind of the stuff in the quotations is red. So that's neat. Okay, I've deleted as much as I can. I see no reactions, so I'm going to type vim command to delete text. Let's see. $5DD is delete 5 lines. Okay. Okay, so I'm typing 5DD. Crazy. Okay, so you can see it going away. So maybe I want to be at the top over there. Okay, now all of my lines are gone. So you see, even I am Googling for information. Okay, let's see. I just hit Command C and that worked. That's amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to navigate with my cursor by hitting the up arrow, and I can see up here the very first line is different than here in the code that I'm supposed to copy. In my line it just says C type HTML, and there's a little red box around the closing bracket indicating that there's an error there. So I'm just going to copy that by hand. Okay, so I opened the first bracket, it's already happier a little bit. And then I'm going to write doc type. Okay, now it's blue, that looks a lot happier indeed. Okay, now I want to find vim save command. So vim save command. Save and quit editor. Where is it? Just drugs. Okay, it says to save a file in vim, press the escape key and hit :W and hit the enter key. Okay, and at the bottom of my terminal screen now it says index.html is written. So now when I go back to my file, which is right here, and the address is going to be https :/i6.sims.ny.edu and then tilde and my net ID. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to reload the page, and huzzah! We have edited a file in terminal in the shell. So all this work that we did on the server, on NYU server, not on our own computer. We created a file or edited a file that's already there, and now we can access it from the browser in the internet, which is very, very cool. Okay, now I want to exit Vim, which I thought I already did, so okay, let me look that up. How to exit. How to exit Vim. This says to do : quit and hit enter. There we go, and now I am back on my command prompt that I had before. Okay, so we did our assignment. hopefully that made sense to you guys. I am available for questions. I'm available for during the office hour, and of course, you should talk to your tutors for help about this first. And while we're here, we should do some cool stuff. So I don't know if this works in the shell, but let's try it. I'm gonna say hello. No, cannot find say command. So in the Mac operating system, if you say hello, if you tell it to say hello, it will speak in the voice to you. But here it says it does not do this command. Okay, so I'm gonna close these tabs, and I want to find, yes, okay. So this is a really cool game that you could play in the terminal program, and the way that you start it is by typing this command. So I just copy pasted this page, Emacs, and then batch -l -done it, and I'm going to hit enter, and it says dead end. You are at the dead end of a dirt road. The road goes to the east. In the distance, you can see that it will eventually fork off. The trees here are very tall royal palms, and they are spaced equidistant from each other. There is a shovel here. So that's the prompt, and I think this game is really fun because it's kind of like actually working in the terminal. You don't know what the commands exactly are. You just kind of have to try stuff and figure out, and you're like groping around in the dark, but it's like text-based, and so it kind of like is a fun way of approaching the same topic. So I don't know if this is what I did last time. I'm gonna say take shovel. Taken. Okay, so that worked out. I think the last time I entered this, I just said dig right away, and it said I don't understand. Okay, digging here reveals nothing. All right, so I'm going to walk east. I don't understand that. Walk east. Walk west. Doesn't understand walking. Go east. You are on the continuation of a dirt road. There are more trees on both sides of you. The road continues to the east and the west. There is a large boulder here. Digging here reveals nothing. Pick up boulder. Let's try that. I don't understand that. Push boulder. I can't push that. Pull boulder? I don't understand that. Okay. So, so this is pretty much like interacting with the game. So if you are interested in this, please enjoy playing it on the server while you're here. And I guess I'm gonna say go west. Dead end. Okay. Go east. And boulder here. Go further east. I'm at a fork of two passages. One to the northeast and one to the southeast. The ground here is very soft. You can also go back west. I found something. Pick up. What did I find? It doesn't understand the question. Okay, yeah, so I feel like this is very much like learning commands for the terminal, so I invite you guys to play this. And yeah, I think that is everything for this lesson. So please be in touch.